ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
And I remember as a schoolboy when we used to skip school on the Mondays. Remember when Auckland used to play we used to skip, we used to sort of like get an exit and sort of like get out of school early and then shoot down to Carlaw Park, and we'd sit on that railway end, you know, where the bank comes down and the fence and that, you can get right down there, and we'd sit right here and the winger was right there, and we'd be bagging the winger, bagging these pumpy wingers. But the thing was getting down there was that you can be almost like as if you were playing. You know, like you can actually feel nearly everything. You can almost like feel where players were at. You can feel the atmosphere of the actual game itself, because it's different from watching it to actually being down in it and amongst the players, because you can hear what they're saying. You can feel the bangs and the hits and that the guys get and that, and you're you know, like it's almost like you're in it. It's like surreal. You know, like, you know how players video games when you're actually in it and that kind of thing. It's kind of like that, being down that close. And I think that's the difference between Carlaw Park and any other park, is how close the crowd can actually get to that far side, can get down to it, you know.
I never had a rugby league in secondary schools, and I think they introduced it and had a tournament, and we ended up playing Mount Albert Grammar in the grand final, and with my brother Alfred, and that you know, when they said it was the rugby league final was going to be played at Carlaw Park, there's no way, you know, any secondary school was going to beat us just to get there, because there was, you know, after watching 71 tests, I said this is my chance to actually get on Carlaw Park and play on it, and a grand final was even better.
And how'd you go against Mount Albert Grammar?
Actually, we got up. We were the underdogs, because back then Mount Albert Grammar had players like the Solomon brothers, you know, and we were standing beside them, and they were like about another 2 foot taller than us. But you know, at Carlaw Park, to me, like I said, I got on that ground and there's no way I was going to lose, because I'd finally made it on there and run on Carlaw Park, and we ended up beating them, I think, by about probably 12-6 or 16-6 or something, and that's something I'll never forget.
Good result.
He should come in, so I just rolled up into Carlaw Park, and I went to the dressing room, you know, and I found a spot, you know, and got changed. And Gary Kimball was there, because Gary Kimball's already playing, you know, he was already in the top grade, and he was playing fullback. So I just found myself in the corner, and then got changed, and then I went out and I was on the bench, and then just after half time he put me on, and I went out there and played. It was my first time, and I didn't even know the boys really. And then after the game finished, and Ken told me to come to training, and I said, oh no, I think I'll go back down to third grade, you know, because I didn't think I sort of played that well, so I said I'll go back down to third grade. And so I went back to the club rooms, you know, and then Joe Murray came up to me, and I went to the toilet, you know, and Joe Murray said to me, he said he was laughing. I said, because I knew him. I said, well, what's funny, Joe? He said, well, he said that all the boys in the LT team thought I was in the wrong dressing room, because we're playing no to who. We're playing no to who. You know, and there weren't many Islanders or Māoris except for Clary Whanga, he was on the team, you know, and all the boys thought that I was in the wrong dressing room, because I thought I should have been in the Otahuhu dressing room, you know, because I didn't really know the team. I didn't even know. I knew the boys, like there was Proctor and Netzler and Jordan and all them, and Gary, but I hadn't even trained with the boys, you see.
When you get into this pro circuit, and here's the thing, when I started playing pro, the more I became professional in the sense of the money that people throw at you, the more I realised how amateur I had to be. Why are you doing this, Fredo? Because I love footy. Because I love to play. I love putting guys in gas. You know, I love putting things. I love scoring tries. I love winning. That's it. Because we don't think about money when we play. Do you think Michael Jordan thinks about money when he was playing? No, he just wants to play. Tiger Woods, all these guys, you know. And so you got to ask and you got to answer, why are you doing this? And I answered that in '87 when I retired. I woke up one Monday morning getting ready to go to work. I go, oh, why the heck am I doing this? My body was sore, was tired, had to go to work and do it all again this week. And I just started losing my first love.
Well, it was amazing because at halftime chat, you know, I don't think Lowy said much. We did the talking. The players did the talking. This is us. We're out. We're going to kill them. This is war. No one gets through our defence. Everyone tackles their asses off. And we go out there and we die for this match, this test match. Fans were going crazy. They did all this for us. They got us here. Let's go and finish them off. And we went out there talking to each other. We die here. No one gets through. I don't care who. I don't care who gets hurt. No one gets hurt. If you're hurt, you get up. And you know who's right behind it. We're all in this together, and that's us.
He said, "Behind me, you boys should have a look out there." We said, "Well, what's happening?" Because we could hear a buzz, you know. And because we were underneath, and he said, "You hear a buzz?" And I said, "What?" We were wondering what it was, and Coochie come in and went out, and he said, "Mate," he said, "Guys," he said, he couldn't believe the amount of people that were out there. And he said that when they were coming through the turnstiles, they were just throwing their money in and just going through. Like it wasn't,
Oh, okay.
you know, he said that they just let the turnstile just
roll
yeah. through because people were just pouring it. And he reckons they were just throwing the money in that
Yeah.
And we couldn't believe it. So we went out there, and that must have been the dirtiest game I've ever played in Carlaw Park. Because those palms, a lot of them were just at the end of their,
Time.
Mate, they've just belted shit at it, I say. Mate, they did. Mate, me and Gus were the only... I don't know if Ollie told you, but after that game, there's about 61 stitches went round.
Really?
In that game. Everyone got hit, mate, except for me and Gus.
This is Kevin Tamati for Carlaw Park Diehards, signing off.
This is what it's all about, gentlemen. It's what we train for.